Okay, I don't know how to start this, but hi, Autumn, as you know, and this is my mom, Ashley Frost. She's 41.
Sure am.
I chose her because, first of all, she's my mother. She has a lot of experiences, and I want to learn more about her. Also, she has done a lot through her life, and I want the whole like story and everything. And like, she's just super cool. Love her. Okay.
Hard to.
What was one of the worst experiences you have had?
I would probably say my parents' divorce or splitting. I should say more when they split up because I was in first grade when they split up, and it was just a lot of my dad living in an apartment, my mom in the house. They fought a lot, and since I was the oldest, I just remember everything. So I would say that was one of the worst things, especially when you're a little kid and you don't quite understand everything. So that's what we go through, for sure.
What was your biggest struggle when you were my age?
My biggest struggle when I
Was your hair?
was was a lot, my fashion.
Yeah.
I would say my biggest struggle was a lot of self-confidence. I was overweight in high school, and that definitely wasn't accepted very well. And also, I was extremely shy, so I had a hard time making friends in high school. So, those were my biggest struggles when I was in that age.
What was one thing you wish never happened in your life?
That's such a tough question. Maybe spending $50,000 on art school not to be an artist. Although art school was super fun, the debt to pay off art school was not so fun.
That's actually kind of fair.
I mean,
one thing you want to hear from your parents when you were my age?
I think one thing I would want to hear from my parents is just what happens at your age doesn't define who you are or going to be. So just if you're shy now or whatever does not mean you're going to be shy in the future. Or if you don't have friends now, doesn't mean you won't have friends in the future, and find your people. So those are things. Or maybe that they would have bought me a new car. What? I'm just being honest. That would have been great in high school. Then I wouldn't have to push it in from out of the middle of the road so much. But
what was a regret you have?
What's a regret I have? I would say
going to art school.
No, no, I was actually. I mean, like it's more the money for art school. I would say maybe one of the regrets I have is, I mean, sometimes I wish we would have had more children.
Ugh.
Maybe another sibling or something.
I cannot.
Maybe another kid. You cannot. No,
that's
fair. I don't know.
Abel's already annoying enough.
That's fair. I don't know. I don't know if I regret a lot of things. So that's a tough question. So.
Besides your hairdo.
Okay, yes, I do regret the mullet I had in 7th grade. I regret going to that hairstylist. Never again. The mullet I had. That's my regret in life. My mullet I had in 7th grade. It wasn't even pretty. And then I would like take it and twist it into a clip, and then like the mullet part would hang down. It was real bad. Again, fashion might have been my regret. My fashion from about 4th grade to college is my regret in life. Can we go back to that question? What is my regret? My fashion and my mullet.
Okay, what is one thing you wish you tried?
Ooh, that's swimming. I wish I would have joined the swim team.
You had a swim team?
No, there was one in Sioux Falls, and I always really liked swimming, and I just never went out for it, and I think I could have been a decent swimmer.
Yeah, you were. You're good at treading.
Thank you.
So.
Thank you. Swim team. I've always thought I wish I would have tried being on the swim team. Mm-hmm. Maybe I could be on a swim team still.
Maybe you could for grandmas.
I mean, I'm only 41. Thank you for grandmas. Good Lord.
One thing that changed your life?
Being a mom. Easy.
I would hope
Hands down, being a mom
changed
my life. In a lot of different reasons. Yeah.
I would hope so.
In a good way. That wasn't on the
I would hope so.
Yeah. Wasn't on the regret part of the question. Mom changed my life.
What did the world look like at my age?
What did the world look like at your age? Well, there was no cell phones.
Yeah.
So there was no cell phones. We didn't really use computers in school. It was all pen and paper.
Really?
Yeah, I know, right? So if you wanted to call your friend, you had to call their house phone. There's CDs. We had CDs, and you could burn music on CDs.
I know,
and
you've
create
told me
I
about
know,
some.
I know. That's super cool. I would say it was less distracting, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Less distracting. But on the side point, car rides were a lot more boring than they are now because you didn't have anything to do.
Sure. Was one
And you
thing
went to Blockbuster to rent movies. Everybody likes Blockbuster.
was one thing you were happy that happened?
I mean, I feel like the same thing that changed my life. I'm happy I became a mom.
Well, something else
That's like my
to
favorite.
make it interesting.
That's my favorite part. What's one thing that I am actually happy that my neighbor talked me to going into being a nurse, because nobody was a nurse in our family, and if she hadn't talked me into being a nurse, I would have never become a nurse, and I do love being a nurse.
I did not know that.
Yeah. It was when she was a doctor, and she told me I should go to nursing. Never thought about it. So, yeah, that was that. That's after I quit our school, moved home, didn't know what I wanted to do. So, yeah.
Is this the life you wanted in high school?
Yeah, I mean, in high school, I wanted to be married and I wanted to have kids. I didn't think I'd still be living in South Dakota, so that was maybe the difference. But
Where
I would
did
say
you want to live?
not South Dakota.
Anywhere besides that.
I think I wanted to wear like somewhere in the mountains, or maybe like Washington, where you'd be close to the ocean, but still a lot of like trees and forests. I just thought I would be like, I didn't think I would come back here. But otherwise,
But
I will really always wanted to be a mom. So that was huge for me. So
Well, now you are.
I am.
And you
I
get
love
blessed
it.
with this person right here.
That's the biggest blessing ever. It's my favorite part.
So that's all the questions
Okay,
in
that's all the
7
questions.
minutes.
In
Yeah.
7 minutes. Look at us go. Yeah.
So, you know me already. My mom, Ashley Frost,
Let's
41
say
years old.
41. Still young. Not going to join a grandma swim team.
Oh, sure. Good night or whatever. Good evening.
Or goodbye.
Goodbye.
Yeah.